Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. This afternoon, we are playing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Uh, this is the community campaign tier 1. In the channel, we have the community campaign where everybody can join, drop in, drop out. We've been dividing into two tiers. Tier 1 is characters level 1 to 5, and Tier 2 is level 5 and above. And tonight we have a game that takes place in the Kron Hills. And a party of 5 adventurers have gathered in the small village of Seneca Valley, which lies about 2 hours road from northwest from the village of Hommlet. And they're going towards the village of Seneca Valley with the intent of investigating some rumor that it might be an active werewolf in the village or around the village that is creating some mayhem. So, be that as it may, we have 5 characters which have responded to the request and are making their way there. And we'll let them introduce themselves and their characters and give us a little bit idea of what they've done in terms of adventures around Hamlet, and specifically if there's anything that they are specifically attracted to the idea of hunting the werewolf in Seneca Valley, let us know um, in that sense. With that have been said, I'll start from the top, the left, right corner, and I'll go with John. If you can tell us a little bit more about yourself and your character, and awesome. Thank you.
Hi, my name's John. I play Lot Lorum, the Dwarven Ranger and Hunter. He's just coming off of a mission where he was on a rescue mission for Dar, a druid out of Hommlet at one point that has been afflicted with lycanthropy. Part when he was doing that, we met up with like some um, a family of lycans, well, werewolves, who were friendly and helped us find Dar and um, guided us in the right direction. And while they were doing that, they had let us know that there was another werewolf, one that was not so good, uh, an evil one that was working, that was like hunting indiscriminately in and around Seneca Valley. So a lot more of them decided the good hunter he is that if this is a what would be an evil werewolf, um, maybe we should try and hunt it down. So he's gathered some people together and marched off to Seneca Valley to start seeing if the rumors are true and if
Awesome. Thank you, John. And let's go to Jeff.
Hey everybody, this is Jeff. Not feeling very well tonight, so I'm not going to be on camera. But I'm playing Tolgorn Arno. I came to Hommlet recently looking for my brother Thorwald. Um, I was told that he's off doing some other things in another town, and got kind of roped into doing some adventuring here in Hommlet area. Um, Barbarian, first level, and looking forward to going and killing some stuff tonight.
That we are. And with that, let's go to Dawson.
Hi, I'm Daw. I'm playing Yang, level 4 Way of the Open Hand Monk. He himself, younger fellow, late teens, kind of doesn't really care too much about the finer things in life. He's more of just a eat, sleep, and beat stuff up type of guy. He was just off in a restaurant not too long ago. I don't know, something at a monastery, something about some Spider-Man fellow. He was like, they can take care of it, and then got a letter saying, hey, if anyone's available, can you help out over in Seneca Valley? It's like, they got taken care of here. Some weird doctor showed up. I don't know about that. So he went off to out of the monastery to head towards Seneca Valley to help out with the whole werewolf problem. as an extra pair of hands.
Indeed, an extra pair of hands. And let's go to Bo.
All right, it's Farnsworth Pennington Stout Ripple III. He's kind of a wealthy gnome, or well, comes from a wealthy family. Uh, he's been left in the care of an Ifrit who he's waiting to see, Ifriti. He's waiting to see what that thing wants from him. But in the meanwhile, he's learned that he has some mystical powers, and along with the help of an imp that was that suddenly showed up and started mentoring him, probably for the worse. Farnsworth has been spending more and more time kind of talking to this imp and listening, and getting, he's starting to figure out that he can use his magics to get what he wants, and it's starting to become like a drug for him a little bit. But yeah, and he's here to see the werewolf because it sounds like it's interesting. It might be magical, and who knows? Maybe he'll get bit and catch the disease, and actually put some bulk on his little frail bones there.
Hopefully not. Okay, Erin.
Hey, I'm Erin, and I am playing Rue. Rue is a paladin, and she's very steadfast towards friends and whatnot, has worked with some of the group before, and has not been on much because life happens. And she's her basic mentality is that she really wants to make sure that before we engage in any hostilities, that we are doing the right thing by the right people.
And that makes perfect sense, and that's what you guys have to figure out. So as the party convenes, they meet on the road to Siniga Valley, and I will put you briefly on the map of Siniga Valley just to give you an idea of what the village looks like from a 10,000 feet view. The village is not big by any means, and you can see that recently they've walled up the village with a sort of like, rough-hewn log palisade. They're not really walls or anything, so basically you're free to enter and exit as you please. But there are choke points, so in theory they could be defensible. Um, so the village itself seems to have grown around the ford on the river that passes there and actually bifurcates. Where it does bifurcate, there is a small like mud and land islet, and they've built a bridge, a wooden bridge around it. Just on the opposite side, there is the Black Roost Inn right over here. And then the other notable features are all of the vineyards. You can see there are vineyards inside the palisade and some that are outside. And
Gabe, before you continue, is there a map we're supposed to be seeing?
yeah, you're not.
We're on this the main screen right now. We don't have a map just yet.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. I apologize. It's my fault.
Might just need to move the player ribbon over to the other
Yep.
map. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Cool.
Apologize, guys.
That's okay.
So I'll repeat my spiel. So the village is not big or anything, and it's basically grown around this ford here on the river. The inn is right over here. That's one of the main features that those that already been here have noticed. And then the vineyards that have been put up both inside and outside the palisade. Um, so Hommlet is this way, so you guys are coming from the south, and I imagine you head straight for the Black Roost Inn, where you can kind of strategize what to do. But I will leave you 5 minutes in case there is important conversation you want to have on your way there in privacy. If not,
Your objective we're doing right now.
Yes. I think, well, since we're here, we should talk to the innkeeper. Sometimes he has some useful info.
Uh, Yeah, he's a really interesting fellow. By the way, as my contractual obligation tends to remind me, have you tried the wine? It's simply to die for. Really, you will die drinking it. It's that bad.
It,
Sounds like what my father grows back home.
I'm sure it'll probably be much better than what he's serving you.
I don't know. Some call it battery acid, and nobody even knows what battery is.
he goes, he keeps assuring me all it needs to do is age.
Then maybe he should stop serving it to customers so it can age.
Anyway, we should talk to him. Um, I'm not the best um, people person. Is there somebody that has the gift of gab?
I'll pretend I know what that means.
I've been known to tolerate his quirks on occasion.
Perhaps you should talk to him first, and then see about maybe looking into some of the farmers or the shepherd. And if there's a rogue werewolf attacking indiscriminately, is I would expect that the shepherd's flocks would be one of the key targets for him.
Knowing
For the
Kinnikin,
farmer.
he's probably the shepherd as well as the sheriff and the mayor, and I think the list grows.
Yeah,
He might even be the
shepherd.
miller.
Wasn't there
Hmm.
also a trapper? Some sort of
Yeah, there
someone
is
who
a
would.
trapper. I don't
Yeah.
think I've met the trapper yet,
Oh.
but I've heard of him.
Yeah, you usually get somebody about that kind of wild game, and I suspect they would also have been targeted if there was such a creature.
Let's
Yeah,
get to killing something.
yeah, and then of course there's that farmstead that's a little bit out of town, outside protection of the walls. They may have been a target too. So we got a couple leads. Let's start with the innkeeper.
Okay, as you
Too,
make
too
your way
much talking,
in,
not enough killing.
as you make your way into the inn, some of you already been there. The inn is really small. It's nothing more than a long house, timber and with some bricks that have been put in there to make it more stately appearance. And the innkeeper is a remarkable individual. He's like 6'2", has a red beard and red mustache. Um, and if you guys enter, you see in the back of the bar there is a huge boar head showing itself, and it's a huge head, and that's something wrong with that boar. It does not have the look of a normal boar. It's a little bit actually scary. As he sees you, he welcomes you very warmly. Ah, I remember some of you guys. Please come in, come in. What can I do for you today? My name is Kinnikin Amaratine.
Oh boy, it's great to see you again.
Oh, you, the young fella. Ah, I'm so
Uh,
happy to see you.
yes, yes, I wish I could say the same.
You can say the same.
Then I shall. It's okay to see you.
Pleasure, sir. It's my first time here. What do you suggest in your fine establishment here?
Well, our specialty is the goat cheese with the olives and the crotons, and it comes served with the best wine north of Celine.
I'll take that chance. Yes,
Absolutely.
please.
Coming your way. Give me 1 second. He sees he just runs in the back to prepare a platter for you, leaving you a little bit of privacy if you want to discuss something.
Gotta butter him up
Oh,
before you get him talking.
hold up, you got any steak and ale, man?
You hear him from the back. Oh, steak. We got some turkey. Turkey's okay. I'm just roasting it in the back.
Okay.
Bringing it up. You hear some noise. It's just doing some noise. In a
I
minute or
didn't
I,
mean to
so, he
send
comes.
him on a full errand, but
Yeah. In a minute will come back with a platter of cheese, crouton, and olives, and a big platter with turkey, a turkey wing, and some what looks like to be roasted potatoes. for Tolgorn, and also brings 6 glasses, one for each of you and one for himself apparently, and proposes a toast. I'm very
What are we
happy you
toasting
guys are
to?
here. I was actually looking for adventurers. We got some problems.
Well,
You
that's what we
do.
heard. That's what we
Yeah.
heard.
I've heard of people mentioning a wolf or something. I'm not sure it's a wolf, but it sure as hell is big and it can kill things. We found one of the farmers here, Mr. Van der Veer. He was not himself, meaning he was in several parts. That's not a nice spectacle. I don't know if you know, but I'm also the mayor and the sheriff, and given the fact that I have no deputies, and I also wear 5 other hats, I was looking for to deputize folks to look into the murder. If you were amenable, I
Sure
will pay
thing.
you a daily fee, and you could have free food and drink here at the inn. That would be something like that.
I don't know what deputized means, but I heard free food.
Free food. Yep.
And it certainly seems like you do need to delegate some of your responsibilities to others, so
Well, you couldn't come at a better time then, guys. Let's drink to this best wine that we've ever made yet. But I'm sure we'll make it better with time.
Rue swirls the glass and sips it, and what does she think of the?
Um, it's very full-bodied. You can definitely get the sense that there's a full ripe fruit behind it, but there's an aftertaste that you can't quite place. That's weird. Like earthy, but too much like dirty soil.
A lot more takes it like a shot. This takes it all like that and goes.
That is a distinctive wine.
Yeah,
I will not mix that one up with any others.
I just slide my glass right with a lot more. You seem to like it. You can have mine.
Oh, sure. Take
You
another one in
know,
this.
I'm almost finishing my reserve. The last month, I think a lady that just moved in town to open like a general store bought 50% of my store. So I think she wants to ship it up to Verberbonk. So um, we're very happy with that.
Oh
Well,
wow!
that's good.
Congratulations.
At least someone's buying your stuff. That's great to hear.
Yeah, good luck
It's
with
not
that
mine.
venture.
It's the whole communities. I'm just representing them, but I'm not the producer myself.
Who? Oh, nope. Um, so you want us to investigate this big bad wolf?
That's the rumor that it's a big bad wolf, but honestly, I think that's just a scarecrow. Like, people think that, if something bad, it has to be a big wolf, right?
Well, let me
Are
ask
you?
you this: who's come up with these allegations of a wolf? Who are the people who believe it's a wolf?
Well, you know how these things go. People travel, people talks. People have seen wolves killing their ships and stuff like that, which I'm sure happens. I mean, wolves are, around the area. It's not unusual to see them. And I don't know if you know, but a few months back there was this big affair with a huge boar. You see the head over there. Some of these folks actually did the deed of hunting it down. So now there's this, like old legends that there is some sort of wickedness in the forest and some sort of rot that is making animals grow large and aggressive. So all those things together, I think, have conjured the idea of a big wolf.
I see what you mean. We can definitely investigate and
And you
at
sound
least
as if you
set your mind at ease if we can figure out what's actually going on.
hmm.
Well, I'm interested in order. I don't want people to freak out. I don't want travelers to feel like this is a dangerous spot. And the murder, it's not something that we're happy with.
Absolutely.
That's
Looking.
understandable. We've heard rumors too that it not not of a wolf, but of a possible lichen in this area,
Oh,
which may explain your murder.
so you think it's a werewolf?
Possibly. We're here to, it's one of the leads we want to look into.
So what's your name again? Kenny?
Kinuken.
Kenny. Where you from, Kenny? You talk funny.
Where I'm from? My mom was from the Amajo jungle. But me, I was born in Greyhawk.
Mm.
Big city, far to the east. Um, but I have been travel all my life. Lately, I've joined this merchant community off of Werewolf, and they've sent me here as my first task to set it up this inn and kind of run the show for them. And I like it here. It's very rustic, but I like it here. Folks are nice. Lots of opportunities. I can see I can grow the business. We can sell this wine, make lots and lots of money.
Oh, not off of this one, you won't.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Folks, the average folk have actually never tasted the Elvish wine, so they don't know this is actually crap. There's a market for us.
Oh, tell me about Mr. Vanderveer's murder. Where was he when he was found? Was he at his homestead, or was he out in the forest, or?
He was found killed out of his house. Let me show you where. Um, he accompanies you. I mean, imagine it's not that far because it's going off the door and says, "Oh, you see that big house just in front of us, right over here?
Mm-hmm.
Just to the left of there is the general store. That was
Mm-hmm.
his house, and he was found murdered in the back here.
Oh, that's right in the middle of everything, isn't it?
It is. It was. People are scared, and I'm doing my best to keep them reassured. I somehow don't smell a wolf.
When was he discovered?
Hmm?
When was he discovered?
It was discovered in the morning, but by two of the workers going to tend to the north vineyard over here. I think it
And
was. I'm thinking it was Mick. Mick found it.
is the town typically locked up at night? Gates are closed?
Oh, we got no gates.
Ah,
I put up the money to put up the palisade, but as of now, we don't have militia. We don't have gates with that nothing. I didn't think that would be necessary with me and my awesome muscles. I thought I would keep every trouble away, but I think that was wishful thinking.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to put up a dam, but if you leave a hole, the water still gets in.
That's true. That's most definitely true.
You like your muscles? Look at mine.
There's a
Ruthie
little bit of a
scratched her head.
contest, you see, if we could get pumped more.
So you're going to pay me to go kill a scarecrow? Is that what I heard?
That's right. I mean, I'm gonna pay you to find a scapegoat so we can put all of this shenanigans at peace.
Some of the goats escaped, you said?
No. Uh,
someone to blame, I believe is what he's trying to say.
yeah, the fall guy.
Oh. Okay.
But I'll be
And a lot
honest
more,
with you. I've smelled something funny, and it's not a wolf.
I agree with that. She sniffs the glass of wine.
a lot more him asks him. You said some of the shepherds been complaining about wolf attacks too, huh? He goes,
Yeah, but
has there been like a rash of wolf attacks lately, or and is
yeah,
there
there
a
was
particular person we need to talk to?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago there was like a big slaughter. I think a dozen sheep or goat have been killed. Since then, I think they're, the usual. Some shepherd will lose the occasional cattle to a wolf attack, but again, I don't think that's unusual.
Where was that big slaughter at?
The big slaughter was to the northwest of here.
Okay. Not far.
Not far. If you walk out of here, you'll see there are a few outlying farms. I think the farthest one are the Gaskins, and all the way there you can find the Alfling. She's got a nice shepherd of sheep. Sigyn, I think, is her name.
All right.
She's the one who makes the nice cheese that I've served you guys. So she comes to town about every week, every 10 days, and bring more cheese, and I buy from her.
And she's normally to the northwest, or is she somewhere else?
She's west. Just
Just
exit,
west.
cross the bridge, take the path leading west to the south bank of the river. Just walk straight. I think 1 mile, you're gonna see it. There's a couple of hills and a forest, and she grazes her
Okay.
stuff right around there.
And do you have a local trapper?
Oh, you're talking about what's his name? Deadeye?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
in his youth, it was good. He cannot go that far now. He's got that funny knee.
Where's he normally uh
You can find
posted
him.
up?
You just follow the road, the last home to the right before the vineyard.
All right.
So you seem very skeptical about it being a wolf. Would be your theory of what it might be?
I think I think there's more than one problem at play.
But
One,
you just want us to find one thing to blame.
no, 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 no. Yeah, I wanted to fix it,
Oh, okay.
but in terms of which is the more pressing, I don't really know. But I can tell you, there's something funny going on. I can smell it.
All right.
Could it have been a personal attack on the man that was killed? Would it have something to do with him, or do you think it was just wrong place, wrong time?
Well, I'll be honest. Old Clint, it was a bit of a hard man. He didn't have a lot of friends. He's rich, and he was rich, and didn't treat other people below his station nice. But nothing that would justify hacking it to pieces like he was.
Well, perhaps we may take a closer look at the scene of the crime. And
You're not gonna find much now.
hmm,
He's already been, put 6 feet under.
all
Hmm.
right.
We'll take a look.
Were
It's
there
on the
any
way.
were there any tracks seen other than human footprints?
Well, I investigated and I didn't find any notable prints. Definitely not of a large animal.
All right.
And you say the victim was well off. Did you find his money on him? Perhaps, I mean, an animal that likely wouldn't steal his purse.
I mean, well off. When I mean well off, I don't mean like he's going around carrying a lot of coins. He was the owner of two of the vineyards, the nicest house in town, and I think he owned another one who he sold recently to the lady who came from Werewolf to open the general store.
Did he seem dispossessed of his items, though? Were his pockets completely? I mean, normally you have a key or something on you. Like, did it seem like anything's taken from
No, it
him?
didn't seem the purpose was robbery, so to speak. The
Okay.
purpose was outright murder.
All right.
Well, I
Well,
guess we
boys.
should be off.
Yeah. Where would we like to go to first to check the crime scene out and then mosey on to one of these other folks?
Yeah,
There's probably
Somewhere
some
where we
sign.
can kill some stuff.
I mean, you can always kill time if you're really that bored.
I promise you we'll try to find something for you to kill, big boy. It's like, just give us a second. We're trying to make sure we kill the right thing.
Kenny wants me to go kill something.
Yeah, Candy does?
Kenny.
Guinea.
Kenny.
That's-
Kenny right here. Kenny.
What
Sheriff Kenny.
Oh, Mr. Knex, yes.
I believe he's referring to our host.
Yes, no. I just I was a little confused at first, that's all.
I stay that way a lot.
All right. Rue puts down the glass that still has like most of the wine in it and takes one more piece of cheese and thank you for your service, sir. We're gonna head out and start doing.
The cheese is indeed good, though.
Mm.
I think it's the best thing I've ever ate in your establishment.
We gotta have
Turkey's a
something.
little dry.
Turkey is a
Pockets a
little bit
little
dry,
turkey
yeah.
for later.
yes. Let's get going. And by the way, Keep, once we're getting close to having that Odie's oatmeal stout done, and I'll bring a small sample keg, and maybe we can do an exchange of your wine and down in Hommlet for some kegs of the Odie's oatmeal stout, a
That would be
sacred
awesome.
oatmeal
Oh,
stout.
Still waiting for that one. Probably better than the wine, so bring it on.
Sounds good.
Okay,
All
where
right,
you
Rue's
let's
out
guys
the
get
wanna
door
go?
already, so I think we'll head behind the house just to see if there's anything of note that we can derive from the location of the murder, and then we want to go talk to the shepherd first, or the general store people, or
I think it might be best if we figure out what's happened at his house. If anything, maybe our lovely sheriff, in his expert
yeah, that's what I
investigative
was thinking.
skills, has missed.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, let's go. Let's go check out the murder scene, the house, and then if we don't find much, we'll head out to the northwest where some other attacks have taken place and see if we can find a shepherd. And if worst comes to worst, go all the way out to that Galcom or whatever that farmer's out there.
Okay, you
All right.
guys go in the back of the house that you pointed. It basically is the house right in front of the inn, which is the only house beside the inn that has, well, the inn itself has one floor, but it's the ceiling is taller. This is the only house that seems to have two floors. Um, and you can see that the door is boarded.
I'm gonna go out back and check the ground, check the bushes. Does anybody else want to?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
I can investigate, but I don't know that I'm that great at it. I'm more of the people person than the seeing the things that are right before my eyes person.
I can knock his boards down if you want me to.
No, maybe in a moment, but he was out back when he was killed, as far as I understand. So I don't know that we need to go inside.
All right,
Okay.
I'll do a survival check to see if I can see. There's probably not, but I'll see if I can see any tracks or anything out here.
And I'll
Okay.
help you if you want an advantage.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to help me, that'll be great.
Okay, 17. Um, you don't notice a lot of tracks in terms of animals. You do see, the presence of chicken and hens, and passing around here, which doesn't surprise you that much. You see a reasonable amount of foot traffic. You imagine is the people going into and out of the adjacent vineyard. Um, you do notice are the tracks on the ground next to the tree of something being dragged that has left a mark.
Oh, where's it being dragged from or to?
It looks like it was being dragged from the west to the east to right about, a position close to the tree.
Hmm.
Cannot tell very
Maybe he
well
was.
because it's a lot of traces on top of it and it's not fresh.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Are there
Perhaps he was.
any marks up the tree?
Not that you guys can see.
You said it was being dragged from the east to the west.
Opposite, from the west to
Oh,
the
west to
east.
the
So from
east,
the
like towards
left
towards the
to the
opening,
right.
perhaps. Mm.
Hmm.
You want me to climb up that tree, Rue, and see what's up there?
Might be a good idea just to get a lay of the land, at least see if there's anything unusual up there, but I don't know that you're going to find anything.
What do you need for me to climb the tree?
Sure. Or give me a push up it.
You guys are there. You see a girl looking at you from the other tree. Um, she doesn't say anything. She's just looking at you guys.
She's up in the tree.
No, she's
Like
like
she climbed it.
hiding behind the trunk.
Ah,
Would say she's like 10 or something. Just looking at you with a
hmm.
curious look.
Oh, hello there.
She hides behind the trunk.
Hmm. Thought I saw something. Guess it was my imagination. You know, kind of go around to look. Ah,
Oh,
hello again.
what are you guys doing?
Just having a look around. We're looking for our lost doggy.
Oh, I thought you were going after my egg. I already put it out.
Your egg?
Yeah. I was playing with my brother. I hide the egg by that trunk, but it's not there anymore if you're looking for it.
Oh, perhaps he found it.
No, I already moved it. It's not there anymore.
Oh, you moved it. Oh, very good. Hmm.
Rue's going to peek around and be like, "You play a hide and seek game with eggs?"
Yeah, I do. I play with my older brother, has Hayden, but he's good at finding it, but he couldn't find the egg because I hid it right under the root of that tree.
That's interesting. Did you ever find anything else when you were looking for the eggs?
Uh,
See anything interesting?
uh,
Something that
well,
doesn't belong?
no.
Okay.
But the nice lady from the store, she likes to come to that tree.
Hmm.
What does she do when she gets there to the tree?
I don't know. She says something in a language I don't understand, and she touches the bark or something. She must like this
Hmm.
tree very much.
Well, some people are very fond of trees.
Yeah, trees are very nice,
They are.
especially if you need to hide stuff in it. Anywho, gotta go. Mommy's probably looking for me. If you're looking for the egg, it's not at that tree. Bye.
All right, bye.
I
Yang wants to look for the egg.
She said the lady from the store? The one
Yeah.
that's all boarded up?
I think isn't that the victim's house that's boarded up? I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
the house that's boarded up is the house
Or is it the
of
store?
Van der Veer. But I think she was mentioning the lady who
Oh,
owns the
okay.
scenic advisory.
All right.
I know they're really faint, but the drag marks, are they coming from, do they seem to be coming from straight west, like from the
Yes.
guy's house?
Yeah,
Or from
that's your
the
guess.
provision?
That's your guess.
I sit there and said maybe he wasn't killed out here, maybe he was killed inside the house and dragged outside.
You could be right. We may need to get those boards off off that structure anyway. Should we
Okay.
talk to
Much
this
worth
lady?
to have the
Or...
go up and kind of circle around to see if there's any way to see inside the house, any windows or anything,
Oh
or
yeah,
chimney.
it at the upper floor there's a window that's not boarded up, so Imtasi can take a look inside.
I mean, if you want, Yang just pulls out a crowbar. We can just do it the easy way.
Yes.
I mean,
He'll-
we have permission from the CEO, sheriff, mayor to.
Yeah, we are
True.
deputized. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Well, I
Yes.
mean,
Probable cause
not
and all that.
whatever the hell, but some of the hell.
I mean, we are investigating a murder of one of the citizens that we are now under oath to protect, or something along the night. I don't know how deputizing works either.
No,
Indeed.
I think as long as we do not destroy property, I think we're sanctioned under this, but I think we should try to be respectful at the same time.
Absolutely, I'm sure it's fine. As he's like dragging the crowbar like onto the one thing, smacking in there, and giving the good old yank. It's not a pretty sound. It's like absolutely no property destruction. Don't worry, I got it.
Rue is like gritting her teeth and being, it's okay. It's okay.
It's not a problem to unboard the boarded door. It does not seem to be done like to really board it well. Just make sure everybody can see it's boarded. But you have no problem unboarding it.
Door locked.
Door is not locked. You could go
Oh,
right
wow.
in.
Does the door have any abrasions like maybe it was broken into?
Doesn't look like it.
Go on.
Yeah, I
You
think we
guys
go
are
in.
going in, and
Mhm.
you see there's a nice hallway looking into a living room. It's a little bit frugal, but you can tell that it was a man of means for such a small rural village. You can see there a pair of paintings of a younger man with a younger woman, blonde long hair. Um, then you can see the picture of a bull. Not the picture, sorry, the depiction of a bull. And then there is a kitchen, a storage, and then a pair of stairways leading up into what Imptastic, giving a look, seems to be a bedroom.
Does anything seem out of order, like knocked over from a scuffle or anything like that?
No, it's just dirty, like it's not being cleaned in a while. But aside from that, whatever is there does not clearly highlight a fight occurring here.
Any drag marks on the floor that would have indicated something was dragged from the house to that tree?
Okay, give me a investigation check on that one.
I'd be doing the same thing, so you can advantage that if you want.
I mean, I'm all for looking for these scraps, but sometimes I get really bored easily. Does anyone else want to take charge in this? I tend to find it very boring to just look at the floor every time and look for scuff marks. Anyone?
Listen, Farnsworth will lend you some words of encouragement. I don't know, a little bardic
yeah,
inspiration.
I got it.
Is that cool?
Sure, I'll help you out. Yep, it's better if you do it.
I got it. Got an 18, so.
Okay, Rue starts looking around, and you notice two things. You notice there is a bouquet of flowers that has been conspicuously put in a vase by the window. Now the flowers are dry, um, but they seem very nice. And you also notice that by the window that faces to the east, um, there is some residual of cloth, like something got stuck in there.
I'd take that cloth out and inspect it and see what it is.
It looks like it's beige color, like cream color. It looks to be like either a bathtub, a bathrobe, or a sleeping robe or something. And
Okay.
that's just a little scratch of it.
But no dust marks on the floor of dragging or.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that. It's the room is dirty as probably something that has been cleaned in 2 3 weeks. But the only detail that you notice is are the little pieces of cloth that have been remain stuck in a corner of the window.
I point it out to everybody else and say, this just looks tiny bit out of place.
Hmm.
Should we check the upstairs? Is this one with an upstairs? This is one
Yes,
with an
it
upstairs?
has an
Yes,
upstairs.
Should probably check that out as well.
do both staircases lead to the same, like to the bedroom?
Yes.
Hmm.
And you see there are other two
Okay.
bedrooms, but you can see they're empty. Like at some point, they were in use, but not recently. So you
And
open
when
both.
was he killed? Uh-oh.
I believe it was fairly recently when he was killed, was it not?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
within
he didn't tell
days.
you a date, but it seems that happened a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
Definitely
okay.
not yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Um,
Told you Discord hates me.
That's okay.
Farnsworth will try comparing the piece of fabric, the bathrobe fabric, to the quality of the sheets and comforters and whatnot. Try to ascertain, does this man have any taste, first off, and if so, might this be his bathrobe as opposed to some ne'er-do-well who broke in and left their ratty bathrobe in his finally
You look
decorated
around
house.
in the bedroom, the larger bedroom, which is the one that seemed to be in use recently. You do find a closet with some clothes, and you do find a sleeping robe, the same color, same type of tissue. That seemed to be, if you analyze it well, you'll find the piece that was missing, like the scratch mark in a corner at the bottom that seems to have remained attached to the window. But now you see that robe has been placed back there.
Very interesting. So this logically happened at a time that predates the incident that we're looking into.
Or somebody put it back, trying to hide.
Yes, that's also possible.
You guys okay in there?
I think we're doing just fine.
I know this is the boring stuff, but I don't know what else to tell you at this point. This is a bunch of.
Well, based on what we're seeing so far, we really have nothing to go on in terms of any substantial evidence to assume foul play occurred within his house just yet, just based on nothing but a cloth piece. Could be anything. There's not enough here to
Is the bed
determine.
made? He died at night, right? So is the bed look slept in? Like or is it
Yeah,
made?
the bed looks slept in.
I was thinking if it was made,
Yeah,
perhaps
that would
whoever
be
it was came back and
very
I don't know.
odd.
Yeah. Huh.
All
Well,
right.
Anything else in the bedroom? A personal journal? Any sort of, somewhere where you have like maybe a trunk? I'm not a thief or anything, but if
Okay,
someone would have personal effects somewhere in their room, where
give
would
me
they
an
put it?
investigation on that
All
as
right.
you look for anything of interest to your
I mean, I'm not.
investigation.
I mean, I'm no thief. I promise.
You roll intimidation because it's the same as
Oops.
investigation? Oh.
Oh boy, I sure did. I'm very angry
come
at
out
the
here, you
fact.
treasure.
Where are you? It's the same score, but I did.
Okay,
I meant
Journal is
I'll take the
intimidated.
intimidation as investigation. Um, you do find under the bed there is a little scratch of paper, like a piece of a scroll that fell there.
Thanks for the raid.
Oh,
I
this might be
spotted
something.
thee.
I'll go on and grab it.
Thank you for the raid, Legion of Elos. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. We're playing some D&D. There is an investigation going on. Our heroes are in the little village of Seneca Valley, trying to figure out who killed the rich and well-off farmer that was a little bit of an asshole with the other people in the village
And the sheep, more importantly, the sheep.
and the sheep.
Um, you found a little scrap of paper there?
Uh, Possibly. He'll unfold it. Uh,
It seems to be a part, like something got scratched off of a document. You can see only a few words on it, but it seems to be some sort of list of things. Like this,
I
the
don't know.
sort of things that you find, like in a store, like,
Like an
brooms,
inventory.
sacks. Yeah, yeah, an inventory of items.
I don't know. This might be a shopping list or something. He'll
Could
pass
have
it
been.
off.
Hmm.
Part of a will, somebody gets the brooms, somebody.
Could be.
All right. Well, we've got a little piece of fabric and a little piece of paper. And is there anything else in here we're interested in?
It
I
doesn't
don't
look
think.
there is anything interesting.
Well, this is giving me more questions than answers.
Perhaps we should take the shopping list to the store and see what turns up.
It's really the only lead we have right now. Everything else seems more circumstantial.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she seems to come out to that tree where they found him murdered a lot. Maybe she had seen something,
Mm.
Or
at
at
least
least knew
according to that
something
girl.
about him that others might not know.
To the store.
To the store.
Okay, so the party's going to Sinega Provisory. It's right literally next door. Um, so I'm gonna put you in the right cozy little store. It's really small. And the door is right here to the north. Um, and there is a young woman welcoming you. She's got very long black hair, um, a very pale skin. And she smiles at you. Oh, welcome, welcome to the Seneca Provisory. What can I help you with today?
Well, I'm
I
afraid we're
notice you have
here
a
on.
box of steaks there for our large friend.
I'm afraid
Yeah.
we're here on some rather grim business. We're actually looking into what happened to Mr. And Rue would say it right, but I'm terrible with names. Vanderveer.
Vanderveer? Oh, it's terrible what happened to poor Clint. It was such a nice guy.
Hmm.
I'm really horrified.
Knew him
Well,
well,
if you,
did you?
Hmm?
You knew him quite well then, eh?
Well, I came in town and I had some cash when I opened the store. But I didn't want to spend the time building my own. So I asked him if we were willing to part with a second house next to his villa, and he sold it to me. So actually, that's not true. He was renting it to me. But I told him I would buy it as soon as I made that some extra cash with this business.
Anything else you knew about him? If any company that he normally kept, anything he does on a regular or did?
He's got a son, but the son lives in Werewolf now, and he was he had a wife, but she passed away, I believe 5 years ago.
You know anything that happened on the day of his murder or accident, whatever it may be right now?
Well, he usually comes over, making sure everything is okay here, that I don't, ruin his property or stuff like that. But, you know, aside from that, he was pretty, a habit man. Go for a walk, go to tend to the vineyard, um, stuff like that.
He visit your place all too often?
Yeah, I mean, literally, this is 15 feet from his house.
The
And
night of
as
sorry, go ahead.
and he'll stop with his line of questioning, and he's gonna pull out like the list that he has himself, and like look on the items on the list, and have a look around the store, and see if he can find everything that's kind of listed there.
Yes, it's a general store. It has all of that, general stuff like the brooms, the sacks, the poles, spikes.
So the night of the incident, did you wake up to any noise or anything?
I
Did
have
you
a
hear
pretty
anything?
deep sleep.
Okay.
And do you sleep here in the store? Do you have a room in this building, or do you
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
elsewhere?
The next door. There's my room. This is
Right
the
next to
part
the
of the
crate of
house.
steaks.
Yeah.
Hmm. And do you know anyone who may have wished harm upon this kind man?
I don't think so. He was such a nice guy. He treated me with respect.
You said you came to
Just
town and recently bought this place.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it, but he was a little bit
Oh.
contrary to the idea, and so he proposed, I rented out for 6 months first.
Where were you from originally? Like, where'd you come from? Did you come from out east?
Originally, I'm from Divers, but I moved to Verbobank City about 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, my business there was not successful, so I decided to move uh, further back south. I hear there's a lot of traffic going back and forth from Verbobank these days, so I wanted to capitalize on that.
This may be an odd
and
question, but if you saw an example of handwriting, would you be able to tell if it was Mr. Vanderveers or not?
Oh, most definitely, you know, he he checked down the contract for the rent, so yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna take that slip of script that we have and just show it to her and be like, "Do you recognize this handwriting?"
oh yeah, that's my handwriting.
Okay.
your handwriting. Do you know why you may have jotted those items down?
I don't know, inventory. Perhaps I wanted to order more from Verbank.
Any
Okay.
good reason you can think of why this note that you wrote may be under the deceased's bed?
I wouldn't know why that would be under the bed.
Did you spend time there?
Well, sometime he invited me over for tea, sure.
Into his upstairs chambers?
Well, that's a mightily improper question, little man.
I'm so sorry for my associates. Please, they are without tact or manners sometimes.
This is
Uh,
true.
I I I understand that you and Mr. Vanderveer must have had a incredibly wonderful personal relationship, regardless of how intimate it was. That's not our business. But um, where was Mr. Vanderveer interested in somebody else after his wife died?
Well, I don't know that.
Okay, thank you for answering the question. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see how uncomfortable she is
Okay.
Thank you.
about this line of questioning.
Hmm.
She's
And
not pleased with this line of questioning.
do I feel like she's being truthful or not, or
You have no idea about truthful or not, but she is clearly uncomfortable.
Given to the other issue that seems to be cropping up with the sheep and everything, people are saying that there might be a large creature afoot. What have you heard about that? What do you think is going on?
I really don't know anything about that, but I think I've heard people talking about a werewolf.
Mm,
And then if indeed there is a werewolf active, we're all in danger, not just poor Clint.
very true.
I kind of look at her and go, "Do you know much about lichens and the sort?"
Well, as much as anybody else. They're out there. They hide in plain sight, and they can kill you with their claws, or
Hmm.
bite you to death, or both. So, that's not a pleasant way to go.
I do have one more question, but please forgive me if this is again getting too personal. But we had heard that you do speak multiple languages. If we run across a clue or something that has different languages on it that we are unable to work with, what languages do you know that we might be able to come to you for assistance?
Well, I've traveled a little bit, so I've picked up some language along the way. Um,
Hmm.
if you need to speak Sylvan or Draconic, um, I could help you out with that.
Okay, wonderful. Sylvan, that's the Elvish tongue, correct?
Uh, it's
Or is that
related to the Elfin
related
language,
to?
but
All right.
it's more natural, more ancient,
Hmm.
I had an
Yeah,
owl
more
bear who
primal.
spoke that once.
I'm unfortunately not much of a linguist myself. I only know my what I grew up with in the commons, so uh
That's okay.
appreciate that.
The old faith sometimes uh, speak in Sylvan to pray to the god of nature,
Hmm.
Beori, if you've heard.
I believe I've heard that name before.
In these days, I find myself going back again to the faith of my dad and praying that Beori can keep us all safe.
Hmm. There's definite comfort in returning to the faith of one's family and one's home.
Indeed. But I have faith that the situation will find its own natural conclusion and we can go on with our lives peacefully and enjoying. I believe in that.
I hope that's true. We'll try to help make that true along our way.
If there's
Gentlemen,
anything
is
you
there
need around here, please let me know. I
yeah,
got wide selection of general store merchandise from ropes to poles to anything you might need in your adventuring needs.
is there anything else we need here, gentlemen, or should we move on to our next stop?
I would indeed like to buy a steak for my friend, and also offer my apologies if I've offended you. I only wish to discover what happened to our friend. No
Mr.
judgment
Valdevia was your
intended.
friend? Do you
Your
know
friend, I
him?
should have said. I
Oh,
misspoke again. Yeah,
okay.
apologies. I'll buy 2
Okay.
steaks.
That's okay. That's
Or
okay.
words and you sometimes just don't mix, do they?
But but
She gives you a little nudge.
I've got a devil on my shoulder. He's constantly whispering in my ear, and it makes it sometimes hard to focus on one conversation.
so
Fair enough.
you buy 2 steaks. That you wanted the short ones, or
Whichever you would like. There.
I mean,
So
I've got the
he'll point to
ones.
the
You know,
half-naked buff man over there,
if you have a
hungry guy.
vampire problem, I can sell you a short steak.
Oh,
But if you need
not
like a
not wooden steaks, like beef steaks.
beef steak. Oh, okay, okay, yes. Yeah, we
We're
got.
not looking at vampires, we're looking at
Oh well, at least we
We're
hope
werewolf
not.
hunters, not vampire hunters. There's a difference.
Yeah, we got some beef. Um, I think we got some steak. Yeah, I'm willing to part with it. I think it's been freshly cut.
Very
So
good. Thank you.
sell you 2 steaks.
All right, he's just giving to the guy. It's all going. Yeah, and thank you.
You're welcome. Please come back if you need anything, or if you have any other question that I can help you with.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
No, as Lorem's walking out, he like turns around. And he goes, where did you happen to hear those rumors about a werewolf? Was it among the shepherds, the farmers, or just general talk around town?"
I don't like going to the inn, but some of the children playing around here, that's all they talk about.
About werewolves.
Yeah, about the big bad wolf.
Hmm.
But you never know how
Interesting.
much of that is reality and just children talk.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I think we're visiting shepherds next. Lord.
Possibly, could we visit the innkeep mentioned the 2 officers that, well, the
Oh yes.
2 watchmen, I'm not going to call them officers quite yet, who discovered the incident. So far, we have nothing in terms of any conclusive evidence towards anything.
Sure.
We have nothing but circumstantial evidence at best that leads to nothing.
Did we know where they are?
That was told they were going to the north section of the vineyard.
Okay.
That might be a place to look. I think his name was Matthias, something like that. Something with an M.
I didn't write down their names, so.
I
Yes, we go
believe the
look for
name
them.
was Mick.
Mick. I knew it was an M.
Matt, Mike, Mark. Okay.
Thank you for
Yes.
following, Decaf. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Let's find Mickey.
Yes.
So you guys walk to the northern vineyard, and indeed you see 4 laborers, 2 and 2, working on these 2 fields, on these 2 vineyards. You can ask any of them.
We're looking for a man named Mick. You know him?
Mick? Yeah, it's right over there. Who are you?
And he just walks away after he gets the answer. It's the best way I can describe the situation.
He remains a little bit. What the hell? Anyway, he points to Mick. Is one of the 2 people working on the western side, and you see is in mid 30s, a little bit balding, brown hair.
Are you Mick?
Yeah. Who are you?
Uh, Yang, we're here to ask you a couple questions about what you saw a few weeks ago.
What are you talking about?
Murder.
Oh, well,
Well, you think I was here to ask you about how you're doing your vineyard?
no, yeah, that would have been weird. But
Anyways,
anyway, who
we
are
were
you and why are you asking me these questions?
because your sheriff, deputy, mayor, CEO told us to.
Oh, Kinnikin?
Yes.
Well, I told him all I
Yeah,
know.
Kenny.
Yeah, but now you've told us all you know.
No, I suppose no.
All right, let's start with the simple question. What were you doing before you found the unfortunate victim?
Well, let's say that I had indulged a little bit too much into alcohol the night before, so I was going for that treat, to do some private things. And I stumbled upon something. I was yelling in two languages, but then I figured out it was a piece of. Anyway, I don't want to think about it. Anyway, he was there.
He was there. And how did you find him? What did he look like?
Are you for real?
I'm just doing my job.
I mean, I didn't even know who he was. It was quartered.
All right, as in every any detail you can spare.
You really
That you
want me to
don't.
describe the turned up parts of a man body?
I mean, unless you want us to go there, bury him up ourselves and look at him. You're the best lead we have.
Okay, so I stumbled upon his forearm. That was a
Mm-hmm.
piece. Then, then I don't know. It looked like his torso, legs were somewhere else. I don't think I ever saw the head.
Did they ever find the head?
I don't know.
You
I
don't
I
know.
I don't know if they found the head. No.
Well, was
You know, that
he
might be useful.
was he removed from his body in a more, how do I put this, a gnarled way? Was it more? He's gonna go on the details of how was he, dismembered? Was it like ripped apart, chewed apart,
A lot more of him
axed?
goes. A
You
lot more
know,
of him.
the gruesome
Lot,
details is what he's asking for.
lot more of him speaks up. He goes, "Were there clean cuts on his body, or
Thank you,
did it look
Lutmorum.
like there was tears?"
It was a mess, man. There was no clean to it. Whoever did that was a beast. I told Kinnikin. That's the big wolf. That's all everybody's talking about. Like the big wolf. I don't know if you guys knew, but there was a big boar a couple months ago. Now it's gonna have to be the big wolf.
Well, we helped bring down the big boar, or at least I did.
Well then,
Indeed.
thank you.
As did I.
Thank you too.
But Kinnikin's Inn has 4 walls, you see, and we've only decorated one of them, so we need your help to find this big wolf.
Well, how about you go ask to to the Muir.
Thanks for the raid. I'm Butterbee.
Who is he?
Oh, Muir Gascon. He lives with his family up west.
Oh, that furthest farmstead
Yeah,
out
that's
in
the
the.
farthest start farmstead, the Gascon. Oh, guys, thank you for the second raid tonight. This whole place. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys.
Oh, we're the Gascons and Clint on friendly terms
With who?
with the deceased. The Gascons
Uh,
they were both farmers, right? At one point.
well, Van der
Why
Veer.
should we talk to them is, I think, what we're getting at.
Well, if you want to go talk with them, I think they've seen Big Wolf moving around the area.
Oh.
Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go.
But he's already talking with Kinuken. I think he comes over once a week uh, to report what he sees.
Well, Kinnikin doesn't believe much in big wolves.
Well, I tell you, it has to be the big wolf. Who else can do this stuff?
Very good question. That's something we'll definitely be making sure we understand and know by the time we leave here.
Well, I mean, I could with this big axe,
Exactly.
but I didn't.
Thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you can tell us that might be helpful?
Well, as I said, if you guys are looking for the big wolf, probably find him to the west of town. And if you guys need, me and the boys to come over with you, helping out, killing it, we're up to the task.
We appreciate that. That's very, very gallant of you. And
I'll hold you to your word.
we will definitely let you know if we need you.
You do that. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
One last question before we head off. When you heard nature's call, was there anything near the tree in particular, other than just the tree itself?
Did you happen to see an egg?
Uh? No.
Just the tree in the area, nothing else? No archery post, no bucks, anything like that?
No. I don't remember much. I was honestly very, very wasted.
I think we've all been there.
Well, I think that's all we have for now.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
we ready to
let's
push
head
on to the
out.
west?
Yeah, let's head out to the farms and maybe we can stop and talk to the shepherd along the way too. See if she has any other info about this big wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. I think as we go, Rue is just going to ponder on the fact that this poor woman is praying to the same tree that a guy was murdered under, that a guy took a piss on, that
And some kid hides eggs in.
that guy's kid has exit.
It's a small village. You can't really. It's so very small.
There's only so many trees to go around. I understand. All right, we're heading on out.
This is a very central plot tree.
It all leads. Wait, what
Everybody
what
talks
is the
about plot
tree?
holes, but nobody talks about plot trees.
Okay. So you guys make your way west. You follow the road on the south bank of the river. Um, and I would say after 30 minutes, you arrive on the outskirt of a group of hills, and you see that the hills are covered in forests. Um, and as you approach, let me put you on a different map. As you approach, you see on the side of the road a carriage. It's all turned up. You see wheels of cheese and some bread that they're all scattered about.
Rue is immediately going to start running towards it just to see if she can find anybody.
Okay.
Don't all rush with me.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You rush
Good
there
spirit, my lady.
and you see whatever this has happened is fresh. And you see a splatter of blood um, from, right around where the upturned carriage is located. going further west into the wood. So basically this way. So what would be north is in reality west. Okay.
Immediately, Rue is gonna start like, looking for tracks, looking for,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna look for
what
tracks.
what the tracks look like too.
Okay.
So it's, not just drag marks, but like, can we identify the creature that was dragged specifically?
Yes. You can give me a collective survival. You can roll that advantage if everyone is looking into that.
Does anybody with a higher survival want to help?
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Advantage, right?
That +4 on top of that
Okay. Well,
because it's forest.
it is. You see clear tracks of a wolf. But you're surprised, it does not look like a normal wolf. The imprints of the wolf must be really, really heavy because it leaves very deep imprints. It looks like this wolf grabbed someone, right, and moved it away to the west to, presumably consume.
All right, let's
Well,
start tracking it.
given the cheese, I think we can safely assume this is a, what's her name? Yeah, start tracking it and start going after it.
Okay. Will you guys give me a perception check? Everybody can do that.
Since I'm in
Rue's
the woods,
useless.
that's 15.
That's a good one. Okay, waiting for Farnsworth. Thank you for following Mega X Marv. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Okay, so I will say that as you start to make your way into the forest, I will say that Tolgorn, you hear some growls.
Growls coming from which direction?
From the west, from deep inside the forest.
You guys hear that growling?
Mm.
Rue's like, what? You hear growls? Are
Braves are keen
is
of the
there
mind.
multiple growls, or is it just one thing growling? What do we got?
Tolgorn heard a very low, deep growl, singular.
Just one.
All right, well, Rue's like, okay, keep going towards it.
Yep.
Okay, as you guys approach,
And at this point, Lot Morum is going to load up a. Given the rumors he heard, he's going to load up a silvered bolt into his.
Silverbolt. Okay. Anyone else is doing anything special?
Just unhooking her morning star, which is silvered.
Okay. So
I'd
it
like to
doesn't take
give.
much. Oh,
I'm
tell,
sorry.
tell me, tell
I
me.
was just going to give everyone that. It's my first time using this, so I might be doing it wrong, but I believe I give it to you now. It lasts 10 minutes, and you can use it whenever
Yes,
you wish.
yes.
Uh,
So to which character you giving the barding inspiration?
uh, all four of them. I don't
Oh,
know.
so you use all of your barding inspirations? Okay.
Yeah, is that stupid? Seemed like we're
Any,
about to come upon the beast we've been seeking. So
okay. So each one of you has been inspired. I believe it's a D6 at this level, right? And you
yes,
can use it within the next 10 minutes on any skill, uh, save or attack, I believe. Let me see. Yeah. Ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Okay, as you move further west, it takes you very little to see in the distance the bulked up body of something weird. And the creature is growling and eating very in a bestial way from something. You cannot tell from the distance. Um, but there's a lot of blood on this creature, and it seems to be like spikes of metal all over the beast.
Those
Nice.
spikes look like things that it is armored with, or things that have been thrown into it.
The former. It looks like this creature seems to be armored with spikes, with metal spikes. And so with that, I will ask you guys to roll initiative because this creature is about to see you. You're not surprised, and I would say the creature is not surprised either.
So the metal spikes, are they kind of like the ones we've seen in other creatures where they impale the? Is the wolf impaled by these things? Or I know you said it's
No,
like
it
armor,
looks like
but
a barding. Imagine like a very
okay.
gruesome, um, bestial barding where they've put metal spikes on it.
Yeah.
But it's not. You've seen some armor made for animals or even for horses. This is of a very rudimental, kind of tribal feature. It does not look well made of.
Does it look similar to the spikes and stuff we saw on that boar?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that you can tell there is a distinctive style to it. No, because they did that on the creature. This one seems to have provided with this armor to increase his ability to do damage and make a mass basically.
Is he red? I mean, aside from the blood.
No, no, it looks like a big wolf, but it does not look red. Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, I thought we were looking for the big bad wolf, not the big red wolf.
I think it's one and the same at this point.
Oh, okay.
A side note, Yang, did you take my spear? Because I did
Uh,
offer it to you beforehand.
Like he'll have it like in his possession, but he's not currently wielding it.
Okay, I just wanted to. I'll probably just take it off my sheet real quick, just to.
Oh, I won't need this for long. Trust me. Just until our mission's done here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't purchase any silver weapons.
It looks like we're gonna open
Stout
this
ripples don't like to
fight
touch anything below gold.
with Tolgorn. Togo, you see, up to the trail, this huge wolf. It's by all size and standards like a large creature, and on top of being a huge wolf, is being provided with a metal and leather barding, provided with spikes that seems particularly sharp and rusty.
Um, is it on the screen now?
It should be on the screen now. You see it?
You have to scroll up.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow, he's a big boy.
Let's go ahead and move. We'll go ahead and move there. Pull out my axe and bonus action rage.
Okay. You want to ready an attack? Because you've done move and bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready the attack when the creature hits, when the creature is in range.
Yes.
Okay. Farnsworth, you had questions for me about the creature.
Oh, no, just about the spikes. Like I think
Okay.
you answered it.
I hope that the
And
image on the token explains a little bit what it looks like.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that. I had to scroll up to see it. I guess the old standby. I'll hex him and shoot.
X what ability? What's that?
Strength. Let's go with
Strength?
strength.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the hex. And why isn't it working? Oh, there it goes.
Nine does not hit.
That
I'm
missed.
seeing if you guys have been granted any rules. It doesn't look like it.
No, that's all right. Yeah, and then I think that's about it. And the imp will, I can't move him, but he'll kind of hover nearby the frontliners and with his potions ready.
Okay. Yang.
I'm going to just see it's a little too far for me just to full up sprints with just yet. I'll draw my crossbow and shoot him once.
Okay.
Boo boo boo. 15 to hit.
15 will not hit. Your bolt is deflected by the armor. It would normally have hit, but the extra protection offered by the metal plate is remarkable.
Yang looks at his crossbow and says, "Stupid thing. I'll just do this myself." And then he'll start charging up. I can get right next. I'll get right next to him for now. I keep forgetting the name. I keep almost want to say Thorwald, but it's not Thorwald. Tolgorn.
Tolgorn.
Okay. That brings us to Morlum.
All right. Morum is going to probably come over here. Let me make sure that gets me in enough range. Oh yeah, definitely. And he's gonna hunter's mark him
Mm-hmm.
and fire his crossbow because
Okay.
hunter's mark. Oh.
10 will not do it.
Mm-mm.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for right
Stay
now.
where you are. Okay. Rue.
Okay, I am gonna run my dinky little 25 feet up. That's me right about here. I am going to use my Channel Divinity Sacred Weapon to add +2 to my attack rolls for 1 minute, and I'm going to use cast a bonus action spell of Sanctuary, which
Okay.
I'm gonna cast that on myself.
Okay, so you cast Sanctuary on yourself.
Yep.
That's a good one. Cause it's Spikey's turn. And Spikey is gonna run straight as a train and impact the high speed Tolgorn and Yang. He will try. Oh, Tolgorn, your ready action goes on. Let me. It's at the same time, but you go first.
Oh boy, we're in for a
Oh
rough
boy,
ride.
you're rolling
Yeah.
very
You're
high
rolling
tonight.
right.
We all missed.
We're getting all the bad rolls
That
out of the
spiked
way.
armor looks crude, but it's effective.
Okay. So Spiky is gonna try to bite.
We're both naked. None of us have armor on. Who you gonna choose?
Okay, I think this is the moment for the fate to decide, the fates to decide. 1-2 is Torgorn. Torgorn is trying to bite you.
Bring it.
Remember, you have stakes.
Oh, but he miss he rolls poorly as well.
All right. It's
Yeah,
contagious.
yeah. It didn't hit, so there's no goring attack, there's no proning thing. All the bad things he could do is not doing. That's good. That's very good. I don't know why Morlong is there again with 0. I'm gonna take you off. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Dolgorn, back to you. The creature tried to charge at you and bite you, but oh, look at that 23. That's a hit.
11 points damage.
13 because you're raging.
That's with rage.
Yeah. Oh, that's already? Oh, okay. Uh, that's a big chunk of the creature. You hit the barding, but the metal parts, and your great axe strikes through into the meat, and the creature howls in pain and looks at you with eyes red with fury.
Yeah. Oh, run away, doggy, run away.
Anything else, Dolgorn?
No.
Farnsworth.
Move kind of take cover somewhere over this area and blast again.
Okay. You
Sit,
notice it's
Ubu,
not
sit.
easy to hit. It's really well armored.
Mm. No.
But nothing that your skill cannot do. Whoa.
Yes.
15 points of damage? Holy cow.
And that's not counting the hex, huh?
Oh, that's not
Which is
counting
coming
hex.
shortly.
Okay.
Which is here.
20 points of damage. Holy guacamole.
20 magic damage.
Wow. Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I think that'll do.
Yang.
Well, because why not? We don't want the doggy to run away now, do we? I'm gonna try to wrestle the dog, and so I will attempt to grapple him with my action.
It's very convenient that he's been axed in his strength, right?
Quite.
Okay.
I'll post up. 16's not bad.
Okay.
It's advantaged.
It is disadvantaged.
By the way, did we visually confirm that Cheese Lady is no more? Or is she possibly laying over there bleeding to death right now?
Possible she's bleeding to death.
That being the
Okay,
case, I'd
I
like
believe
to
the
move toward her.
disadvantage gives him a 12.
He is grappled,
Grappled. He cannot move.
and then with just my knee, I'm just gonna do a little, knee strike right to the throat because unarmed fighting is pretty fun. Martial arts. Bam! 23
Wow.
for 12 points.
You
That's the
hit
third
it in the
23 in a
head.
row.
You hear a crunch of bones going into the brain, and the creature goes limp. Wow. Good job, guys.
Wait, what? It's over? I didn't even do anything.
Good job. I'm telling you, this guy was
I'm
not.
glad I could.
Okay.
We kept rolling like the 16 plus on all of our hits. None of that would have happened if just we kept.
Rue was like, her weapon's glowing. She's like, oh, okay, right. And she runs over to the body on the ground to see if there's anything she can do. Lay on hands if she needs to.
You go in there and calling in a body, it's an euphemism. It's been she's being devoured. It's beyond your craft to save this poor halfling lady. Um, this wolf has done a terrible, terrible job of ripping it apart.
Rue will find her various pieces and put her next to each other and close the eyes and try to be as respectful as possible.
So you basically
So,
want to compose the body and give it a
Basically, she's trying to do sort of like she should be put back together, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have gentle repose or anything or anything to help her with. So
Hmm. Well,
This is horrible for Kinnikin's bottom line as well. With the horrible wine first, and then the cheese was all he really had to offer. This is a sad day all around, I think.
they've just lost their entire economy, if you ask me.
is the wolf still a wolf, or did it transform into something
No, it's
else?
still a wolf, and that you're looking at it closely, you can tell it was a dire wolf, albeit of a highly modified version of it. Um, Whoever made this armor embodying and spikes really wanted to make massive amount of damage in a restricted butchering way, which in fact this creature could do. Um, Very good I didn't hit you guys because this was a beast.
hmm, not the lichen we were looking for.
No, but it is a big bad wolf for sure. Does it?
Uh,
Does the armor look like it has any telltale marks, branding, sort of identifying marks that we could use to know who gave this beast armor?
Hmm. You see there are multiple fetishes on the
uh,
spine. You see demon's head. You see stag horns, symbols, all very crude, like nothing fine or well made in terms of artistic capabilities.
I've
Uh,
seen these before.
What?
And
Explain.
and and he pulls out the Droon fetishes that he has collected because he's collected several different samples now
mhm.
and compares them to the fetishes that are on
Indeed,
the,
seems to
the
be the
body.
same style.
And what are Droon?
Mm.
Nasty
They,
folk.
they are nasty
They like
folk, and
to experiment on the wildlife and turn them into rabid animals, for lack of a better word. Uh, Drives them crazy. It causes them to attack just anything and everything, even trees. The animals just get confused and become like embodiments of rage. And but this one doesn't have the impalements that many of them do.
Correct. It does not look like this direwolf was subjected to the same amount of ritualistic scarring as the boar you've noticed. This seems like more like a pet of someone, although it's really impossible to define to imagine who would have such a creature as a pet.
hmm, well, if nothing else, the innkeeper will probably give us a pretty penny for its head to be mounted on the wall next to the
Indeed.
boar.
Do you want the armor on or off when I take the head for you?
Leave it on. It'll look. It's a good selling point.
Yes.
I'll use my axe and lop the head off of this thing, and then any exposed fur, I'll wipe the blood off of my axe on the fur.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You cut the head clean off with your great axe, and you got this huge direwolf head with armored. barding on it. It's actually pretty scary looking.
So, but that does beg the question: if somebody went through the trouble of giving him armor, who does he belong to? Obviously, to a Droon, probably.
Well, I don't imagine if he is a love pet, they wouldn't let him wander too far, so they may be in the vicinity. Perhaps have a camp or some type of lair.
Yeah, let me see if I can trace back
I'll
the.
send up the imp to like take a look around. Just the.
And I'm gonna see if I can do some tracks to see if
Mm-hmm.
there's tracks that go off of here in a direction away from
Okay.
where he came from.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Love Mortal, you can give me a survival, and Farnsworth, you can roll Imptastic perception for me. See what he sees from his overflight.
Rue would help with the tracks, so if you want to take
Okay,
advantage on that.
so Love Mortal, you got advantage.
Okay. So that will be another +4 for that because it's woods. So
23.
it's
You have
23.
no problem whatsoever following the track of this wolf, which continue to lead westward. In the meantime, Imtastic is looking above and he sees a small hut to the south of here, and you imagine that being the hut of the shepherd. And he also
Mm.
sees a larger farmstead further to the west of here, half a mile. It's in the middle of a clearing, and right where the wooded hill area ends. That's where the farmstead is. So you
And
can either
the tracks seem to go in that direction.
correct the tracks going that direction clearly.
Yeah,
Mm.
perhaps head that way first and then come back to the hut if necessary.
Before we do, Rue's gonna go back to the wagon, see if there's some sort of large cloth she can wrap the body in, and
Yeah, you can find something to kind of um,
yeah,
cover the body with.
basically keep it for safekeeping till somebody can come retrieve it.
Hmm. Okay. So I imagine you approach the farmstead.
And if I follow the tracks go all the way up to the farmstead?
You will find out when you get there, but as of now, the tracks are following the road further west.
Hmm.
Give me 1 second because this is a big map. It might take a little bit of time for you to. In fact, it's giving some trouble to me too. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I made such a big map. That was ill-advised of me. But I'm sure the roll 20. Come on, roll 20. Roll 20. No.
I see a tiny little corner in the bottom right.
Oh, you do. Okay. Then
That's
Oh,
that's
all I
yeah.
see is, yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Yep. Good eye.
Is it just not revealed? Is that what it is?
yes. Only a little part
Okay.
is revealed to you as of this moment. I just want to make sure it works. Okay. Yes, I see you guys. Hopefully, you can see it
I think
too.
if you do that shift click, it like pulls everybody's cameras over there. I think I've been messing with Roll20 lately.
Boom.
Yes, there you go.
Good. Nice. It's a huge map. You see in front of you that the wood are getting a little bit less, a little bit more sparse and opening up. And in distance, you see a nice uh, column of smoke coming off of the chimney of the farmstead. Let's say it's about 400, 500 feet from your current position. Let me reveal more to you because there's really nothing that you can't see.
I see grass.
Yeah. Now reveal areas does not work. Oh yes, it does work. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's a very idyllic situation. But it will take me some time to reveal all this area to you. In the meantime, feel free to slowly make your way to the northwest,
Mm-hmm.
which is where you eventually see the farmstead. And then if you're approaching with any degree of caution, let me know because that will translate in rolls being made. If
Yeah,
not,
I'm gonna
it's okay.
try to be stealthy.
Okay.
If
So,
anybody's trying to be stealthy, you should go and flank because Rue is unable to be stealthy. So
well,
she's a clanky, clanky girl.
That's what you want me to do.
If you want to be stealthy, then I suggest letting Rue be the clanky noise attention thing that
yeah.
gathers attention.
Well, what maybe we'll do is I'll continue following the tracks stealthily, following the tracks, which will be a little slow, and then you can go wide off of me. This so I can verify this wolf. If this wolf came from this farmstead, then there may be trouble.
Okay, far in the distance,
Jeez, O'Malley.
you can see a fenced off farmstead and the gentle fume of some kind of fire burning in the earth therein.
Natural fire, not the farmstead, is on fire, right?
Natural fire.
Okay.
I'm revealing at least the parts that you should be able to see. Tell me if you do, but this area right over here, that's where I'm pointing. Well, not working. Come on, roll 20. Oh, of course it's not working. I don't have the pointer. Aha. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm
So if
gonna.
rolls needs to be made, stealth rolls, please do. Um, Position yourself where you want to be.
I mean, Rue will try to be stealthy, but she's likely going to be terrible. So, yep, she's terrible.
Right.
I'll also ask as we're approaching. I'm gonna try and keep a lookout and see if anything's watching us that shouldn't be watching us, that kind of thing. Because you never know.
Yeah.
So they'll stay back with Rue and then send the up ahead with the sneaky people.
So,
Yeah, I think I'd want to get a little bit closer because I think we're now yeah, we're still like 200 feet off. I think I would want to get within 60 feet and
Okay.
sort of just hang in the
Yeah,
foliage.
place yourself wherever you want to be. And
Hide
Morlo,
in the trees.
imagine I'll draw the tracks for you on
Yeah.
the map.
And the imp I can't move. He's stuck back there.
Let me give you the control of the imp.
But you just hover above the heroes. No problem.
Yeah, I will never make a map big as this one ever again, guys. I've learned my lesson. Apologize.
I will admit to you, I'm feeling like a big sense of foreboding. Like this is going to be a huge battle. Like it's going to be like a scene out of Braveheart or something.
okay. It's not much trees here, so Morum's probably to keep stealthy. He's gonna kind of do a belly crawl, following the tracks up to where they go in. So, and hide in this bush here. He got a 24 for stealth.
Yeah, you're invisible for all intents and purposes with that 24.
And you see a lot more of them come up here. And so they go in. Is there like a gate here, or
Yeah, so there is a nicely fenced area. You can see a carriage is parked there in the corner. There is a gate here right in front of you. Let me come closer. If I don't send roll 20 crazy. And then you can tell there is another entrance gate over here to the right side of the fence. And you imagine you see in the back what seems to be like, the pen for the animals, or potentially the stalls for the horses. Not sure.
the gate's intact? It wasn't broken or anything.
Seems to be intact.
So this thing was let out.
Perhaps he needed to do his business. And they just let him go in the woods, unknowingly unleashing him on the public.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try to is this a window here?
Yes. Let me reveal it to you. I don't know if I revealed it to the extent that you can see, but that
Yeah, I
seems
can see it. I can see it.
okay. Good, because
Um
my roll 20 is dying because I was stupid and I made too much of a big map. Okay.
yeah, big maps are horror on Roll20. Um I'm gonna try to slip over to slip through to or over to how high is the fence?
Oh, it's so easy to go over it.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of slip over the fence and kind of get up to the side of the wall here, like kind of like here. Let me. What is it so that you where you don't have to click? You don't click to the thing. Is it Alt? I think it's Alt. Yeah. Do I need to make another stealth roll for that or no?
Let's give me another one. Yes, at this point, you're really really close.
Mm-hmm.
And MTAS is just kind
Oof.
of curiously hovering above invisible, but if you want to stealth rough from him, I'll do it.
No, it's invisible. That's okay. Okay, so Lamorlo, you imagine a look. You give a peek through the window. That's your plan.
Yeah, just like a quick head out through the window and.
Okay, you see the inside of the a quick glance. Um, you can see a big bed. You can see like a big table, and sitting at this table, you see a creature. Um, Let me reveal it to you. You notice movement also in this area over here to the north, but you cannot see anyone clearly. But it seems there's more than one creature here. But what gets immediately your attention, and you're uh, with horror, you see that the creature is looking at you too, because your stealth was not
Mm-hmm.
up to par. You see a creature that is like 7 feet tall. It's got grayish bluish skin, and is totally covered in uh, wolf fur, and he has like the huge head of a wolf over his head. Um, there is something weird about it's not just the tall drone. It's got some wolfish features to it. You can tell the eyes, the pupils are dilated and in a shape that a normal humanoid should not have, and his teeth are huge, a huge fangs. It's really weird. It seems to be like a drone wolf hybrid.
Mm.
And as he sees you, he emits something halfway between a grunt and a howl that does not come out as any howl should sound. Um, and with that,
You Do we hear that all the way back from where we are?
Yes, you hear like
Rue would immediately start running.
you hear something like, you know, almost demonic. It's not something pleasant and
Yeah,
very loud.
Rue would immediately start running up.
Okay, let's go for Inish. And let me reveal you the situation because you know that that's the inside of a farmstead.
Oh, when I need a good initiative.
Tiny legs, tiny legs, tiny legs.
Well, it's a big map. Some of you might have to run a lot, but we'll see.
Are we still inspired?
No, 10 minutes have passed.
Live and learn on that one.
Okay, let me roll for them. Okay, so he's here, and then these guys are here. So I got a +2 for him. Oh, that's not good. And then the other two will roll twice. Okay,
Is
18
it
and a 6.
is it less than an hour since the other wolf?
It is less than an hour, yes.
No, you still got Hex.
Okay, let me put it in order, and we're almost ready to roll. Okay, so it looks like our initiative order tells us that this creature has rolled higher than anybody of you. So what he does basically is standing up, grabbing the largest great axe that you've ever seen, and rush through the to the door, and the door explodes um, in a rush of splinters and metal, and this guy appears at the door next to you, Marlon. By the way, the door is no more. Yang,
I believe one of your guys goes before me. You rolled an 18 for one of them.
18. Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think it's at the bottom with 0.
Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, give me 1 second. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, my mistake.
Inspiration point for being honest to Abe.
Yeah, absolutely. You deserve an inspiration point. What's their speed? And he cannot get past this dude, so he's gonna stop there. Yang, back to you.
Boy, I really should have been the one to go up first. That's all right. I got this. That's what they hired me for. With monk speed, I dash 80 feet. I get right there. Zip.
Okay, you're right there. Got it. Rue, I hope
Up,
you're
up, up, up,
closer
up,
than
up.
Yang.
Okay. No, she's got tiny legs. That was right here. Oh, Lord, everything's moving. I think that's where that was. And did he make it out? He didn't make it outside the house yet, right? The
Is
monster
right
guy.
on the threshold. You can see him.
Okay. He is under 120 feet away, right?
It looks like it's less than that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna take out a javelin. Make a jabby jab. I think she makes a jab.
$22. That's a hit. 4 points of damage.
Woo, I made a difference.
Awesome.
That's what she's got. Oh no, wait, she can't do that. She took her action to dash. Strike that. Remove that from the record.
Okay.
She made no difference.
Well, not yet. We're getting there. Farnsworth.
Go up, 25 closer here, and placing the hex on the creature that he can see here,
Mhm.
and then blast away.
The X is X in what? Strength as well, or
Oh, strength, yes.
strength?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Mhm, yes, please.
14 does not cut it.
Oh. All right. And then yeah, that's it.
Tolgorn.
Uh-oh.
We'll get her back. Just give her a second.
I'm gonna dash up to there, and that'll be all for this turn.
Okay. You see another creature busting out of the window to the side and moving on the side. Back to you, Morlon, for the second round of combat. You got this huge creature next to you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get back to the rest of my, as much as I can, back to the rest of my fellows. So I'm going to take my action to disengage,
Okay.
and then move away. He's still gonna catch up to me, but move away, like pushing through the gate to right about there. Yeah, so right about.
If you click to move your token,
Oh,
and then you press Q, you can do the measure and move at the same time. Oh, I know.
what?
Roll 20 tricks are coming.
What? Press Q.
Like while you have it held, and then you tap Q, and then it'll do the measure, and then you can drop it wherever you want.
Probably right there. Because he has a 25 movement, so he can't go 26. So
Okay. That brings us to him. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get next to you. And he tried to attack you. $20.
that will hit.
Take 9 points of slashing damage. And then he attacks again. He has multi attack. 17.
Yeah, that'll hit still. I'm just a ranger.
Holy cow. 18 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
You good?
Not well. I'm still up.
Hey, that counts.
Imptastic is in the air, right? Not actually there.
Yeah, I just say hovering above, invisible, waiting to assist if necessary. Probably
This
30
guy
feet
is
up, I guess.
dashing. Yang is clearly coming for you. You can sense that he doesn't want to get anywhere near that monster. So it's coming for you and leaving the monster to deal with Lamorla. Yang, it's your turn.
Seeing that coming, I'm just going to ignore him completely, and with my monk speed, I can get right up to a lot more of him and the big guy. So I believe you guys can take care of him. They tend to get back up after you hit him, so hit him again. Because he hates fighting Druin because they just don't die ever. And I'll come running up and I'll thrust the spear I've been given into his. Actually, no. We'll just go normal fists. We'll see if fists work. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Unarmed strike. Bam. That crits.
Ooh, look at that crit.
Do. Boy, it didn't show up on the thing, but it's 11. Actually, I think I can roll through here. Can I? Nope, that's the wrong damage dice. Sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, on the 1 to 4 plus 4. Okay.
18 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. So you get the sense that you could have done more. But two reasons. One, you can imagine, is the silver, but there's another reason. This creature seems to be a barbarian. It seems to be raging.
Oh, this should be fun. I will bonus action flurry of blows.
Okay.
I will punch him again. 20 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
12 points. I'll have him make a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. Let's see this.
My open hand technique.
That could be good because this guy is not strong in dex. Let's see. Nope. He makes it.
And with my next bonus action attack with flurry of blows, I'll punch him again. 22 to
That's
hit.
another hit.
Another 8 points. And I'm going to pretty much throat punch him. So he's gasping for air and he cannot take reactions this turn.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Well, Borum, now's your time to run away if it's now. Now it.
Rue.
So the thing that is between us and the other guy, what is this one? Like
This creature is very tall. It's like 6.5. They're smaller than that huge creature, but they're still oversized humanoids. Their skin is kind of grayish, bluish, and but that's not the thing that scares you. The thing that scares you is they have the horrible stag masks, and you see their skin is totally covered in ritualistic scarring, be that pieces of wood, pieces of metal, pieces of bone, and they have fetishes all over. They're bestial tribesmen.
What weapon does it look like they're wielding?
He's wielding a shield and a spear.
That's the
I
blue.
imagine you're talking about this guy, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm just debating.
Okay.
I'm better when I'm fighting with others around me, and I'm just debating whether it's better for me to go up to the other guy or to engage with this one. Yeah, no, I'll go engage with this one. Hope somebody. Oop. Select move. Yes, please. Derp. Hope somebody else comes up. I am going to use my big old mace, which does not probably hit.
14, unfortunately, is shy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. That's what she do.
Farnsworth.
Like, have the imp. Yes, that's lot more looking pretty beat up. Or how hurt is he?
Oh, I'm pretty beat up.
Yeah. Okay. The imp fly down, and I guess you don't see this, but you feel his little claws on your shoulders. It can be like a nice little back rub, and he's hey, you got this, champ, you got him, and he'll channel in little heroism into your back to make you feel less afraid, and also give you some temporary hit points every turn. Like so. That work?
Oh, 4 temp. Okie dokie. That'll help.
And as far as Barney himself, I think he's just gonna try to make his way over and be out of the way kind of. And I guess that's it.
Okay. That brings us to Tolgorn.
Bonus action rage. And I'm going to come up here and great axe this guy.
Okay. '20 is a solid hit.
It'll be 17 points of damage.
Okay. You hit it right between torso and neck. This guy's still up, but you inflicted a grievous wound on it.
I love hitting things with my axe.
I love you hitting things in front of me with your axe.
That's all for me.
There's another guy approaching you, Tolgorn, but he can't not quite make it yet. Morlum. Moment of grace for you because I think the big guy cannot take a reaction.
Yeah, so he's gonna take that and let's hold down Q. Hey. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna move over here. Does that give me a clear shot at him?
Oh yeah. I mean, this guy is 7 feet tall. Like it's impossible not to have a clean shot. This guy.
All right, I'm gonna load in a silvered bolt and shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Not rolling good today.
Nope.
And that will miss, and that's all I got.
Okay. Yang, you're about to feel the largest great axe you've ever faced in your life so far.
Probably very true.
No, you're not about to feel it. But let's see if he's trying again. He swings the first time, totally misses, comes back. Holy cow, I'm rolling poor. That's good. That's good.
My monk
Still got
agility.
that throat punch thing going on.
Yeah. So he's just chopping down trees behind Lot Morlum.
Yeah, he's chopping down trees, but not hitting Yang a lot more on this round. Now this guy, the Tolgorn, has grievously wounded. Is gonna try to hit back at Tolgorn. Let's see what he
He's
can
gonna
do.
have to roll at disadvantage because I'm gonna use protection.
Oh, okay. First roll,
I love that ability.
second roll.
I can't hit anything, but neither can anybody else.
Okay, so that's a 10. 10, I believe, misses. So good job there. Yang.
As he is still under the effect of my open hand technique until the end of my turn, I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to unhook my rope of entanglement and toss it out at him.
Okay.
He needs to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
15. Okay.
DC 15.
Okay. Let's see if he can make it.
That is indeed the number you need.
Should have hexed
Yeah.
his dex.
Yep.
It's a saving throw. Hex would infect it.
Oh,
Well,
that's true.
so much for that idea. And he'll just go up and bonus action patient defense.
So basically dodging.
Yes,
Okay.
but still within range of him, so he doesn't just chase down. A lot
Okay.
more.
Rue.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to whack-a-mole again with the Morning Star. And no, she does not hit.
Just you stay there, right?
This whole session's low
Yeah,
rolls.
oh yeah. I'm gonna stay here.
It's extreme highs and extreme lows.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Rue has been really good at whiffing and not being stealthy. She's really good with people. She's not good at being an adventurer.
Farnsworth. You guys are doing fine so far, so I'm not gonna say anything.
I think, what's this guy doing over here? Just hanging out?
Oh, he's charging towards Tolgor.
All right. I'll give him a blast. Or no. I'm gonna blast the guy that's hexed because I don't want to waste that. So yeah. Here we go.
So who you blasting?
Oh,
Big
the
guy?
hex guy, but I'm missing it anyway. Guess it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Heck, blast it. That's dandy right there. And then Imtastic him over. Stick with this little guy there. That's
Okay.
it.
Tolgor, back to you.
God.
Someone is
Sure
hitting
does.
tonight.
Woo!
13 damage.
Okay. Okay, so this hit would have parted him in two, but let's see if that actually happens. So that's 13 points of damage. And it is. It does part him in two.
Nice.
And you see me motion at the other one and just give him the come at me motion.
You just finish motioning in him, that he charges at you.
And Rue's like, yeah, we did that, right? We did that.
Okay. Let's see if this guy can hit you. No, he
Oh.
cannot.
I was about to say he'd have to roll at disadvantage anyway.
Well, you don't need to. He's just
Yeah.
rolling so shitty by himself. Morlum.
Let's see. A lot more. I'm gonna load up another silver crossbow and shoot it, but he's also gonna shout out, feeling the imp's claws on him. He kind of shouts out back towards the warlock. Hey,
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth. I'm like, Farnsworth, if your little buddy could like get in my pack, there's 20 good berries in there.
Oh, don't let him hear you say that. By the way, no need to shout. I hear through his ears. Good God, man.
And then I'm gonna shoot.
like a self. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here, man. Why are you
Yeah,
yelling?
and by the way, you hear my voice coming out of his mouth too, as he's just calmly
okay.
speaking back to you.
Then I just speak in a normal voice. I'm like, he could take him out and feed him to me and heal me.
Oh, they're good.
All right, and then I'm gonna shoot.
25 is super hit.
Okie dokie. For 10 points, and that's with a silver bolt.
Okay.
because he's already damaged. So I might as well use Colossus Slayer on him. Oh, and you know what? I might as well bonus action Hunter's Mark him too, but I didn't do that beforehand. So
Okay, it's okay. If you can do the bonus action before the roll, that's okay. I'll
okay,
allow that.
and then another 2 points on top of that.
Okay. It's his turn. Yang, let's see what he can do now.
He's attacking at disadvantage.
Taking a disadvantage. Okay, that's awesome.
Patient defense.
Okay, first attack, first swing at disadvantage.
19 hits, yeah.
Okay. $20 points of damage.
Okay,
Ouch.
sure. I'm still up.
A glancing blow.
No, it was not.
Second attack, but it's a disadvantage, and it's good because there's a 20 in there. That doesn't go to fruition.
A 15 will miss.
Good. Okay. This guy is really, you've never met like a creature with so much strength in him. It's a beast. This drone is dead. Yang.
Well, if it failed once, what happens? It can fail again. Let's rope him up.
Okay.
Dex save.
Makes it.
Son of a bastard.
Mm.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, it might be time to run away. Bonus action, step at the wind. Disengage. You may want to back up a lot more. Boop.
Okay. Rue, is this the moment?
Tolgorn, have you got this one?
Do you really have to ask?
She dashes off 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if this connects. Finally.
Wow, it does connect.
Right.
Good job.
Get that damage in. No, we don't want to roll the damage for the javelin. We want the Morning Star. Yay! Well, rolled a 1.
Okay. Farnsworth.
You're fantastic. Kind of freaking out after he saw that giant axe hit the monk. He's like, "Hey, I'm not sticking around here to get swiped at like that. Wish him away, stupid." And then Farnsworth, "Oh, okay, I'll try." And he tries dissonant whispers and see what happens.
Dissonant.
Towards the big axe guy.
The big X guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. DC 14 Wisdom.
This is a display just to see how it goes. Save
text. Okay, let's see.
Like, I wish you would just go away.
Okay, well, I can tell you, wisdom is not his forte. Definitely not.
Oh, all right.
So
Just hears a bunch of voices go, I wish you would, I wish you would, I wish you would.
21 points of psychic damage. Holy mackerel. Okay. You cannot cut that in half. Okay, he takes it all. Like you see, he's like screaming in pain and putting out both his hands. His axes like this. Ah!
Bruce like, man, this
crazy.
really works.
Tolgorn.
Oh, and he has to run away. I think if he fails to.
Oh, he has to run away in his turn, though,
Yeah.
right? Or is that a reaction?
No, he uses reaction. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As far as his speed allows.
Well,
Does that
so
mean I
before
get?
we get to you, Tolgor, give me 1 second, and he runs all the way back here, and Rue, I think you get his wing.
Yes, I do.
15 will not hit.
Yeah, my 7 didn't hit either.
Your 7 did not hit either. Let's see what this guy can do. He sucked last time trying to hit you, so let's see if he can redeem himself. I
That'll
think he
hit.
can. And so we'll give you 8 points of damage. If you're raging, that goes to 4.
Take 4.
Morlum.
Morum is going to shoot at him again and load another silver bolt and shoot.
Look at that 25. Okay, that's a hit.
For 11 points plus 4, 15 points of damage.
Okay, you hit him in the back, and your arrow must have struck through because you must have pierced his heart. You see, he was running, and then he's hit in by the dart, by the quarrel, and goes limp.
Nicely done.
Nicely done indeed. It would have been his turn, but nope. Yang.
I'm gonna go help out over here, and I will hit him twice. 1, 2. So I'll probably miss his 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
8 points.
8 points of damage. Okay. Rue.
He runs back while huffing, "I've got little legs," and she's going to be basically right where that dead body is, unfortunately.
Okay. Move the dead body.
And oh, come on! It spun on 18 and landed on a 5. That's not cool.
Farnsworth.
Let's pop this guy here. Coming up. Moving the hex to him, and then
Oh, moving the
back.
axe. Okay.
Yeah, as a bonus, and then standard action.
19 is a hit.
Oh, bad on the roll a bit. There we go. That's it.
10.
Yeah.
Still up, but pretty bit up as it's Stolgorn turn.
My magic has run out.
Okay, your magic has run out, and it's his turn. Let's see if his magic has run out too.
Rolls at disadvantage.
Yeah, it's absolutely gone out. Yep, nullifies the 20. Lomorlum.
All right. As a free action, I yell to the little imptastic that I heard above me. I said, and I open up my mouth. I go, drop 10 berries in, then take the rest to Yang.
Shove him in his mouth with all his hands.
All right. that brings me up to 17, and then he'll take 10 good berries over to Yang. And I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4 to get a good clear shot. And I'm gonna load a regular bolt in. I'm not gonna waste the silver bolt for this thing. And attack. Oh, and I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to him. As a bonus action. $13 will probably miss.
Yes, 13 is a miss. But guess it's Yang's turn again.
I'm going to hit it twice with my fists because that's fun. 1, 2.
Okay, 1 is a hit.
Bam! 7.
Okay, he should go down.
Don't, I can see you wobbling. Don't you dare stand back up. I'm sick of you. Enough of that. I fought too many of you guys to be happy with this.
It does not go down.
Why won't you just die? That's it.
Rue,
Rue tries giving it a whack.
17 is a hit.
Ink.
Hey.
6 is
Oh.
damage. But is it enough? It's not enough. You hit him, it's like this creature should be dead by all normal reckonings. Just coming at you.
You know, once my mom went after a cockroach and kept hitting it so hard that it just kept bouncing back up and she thought it was still alive. Maybe that's what's going on here.
It's not. They just do this. I don't understand.
Farnsworth.
You. Let's end this once and for all.
Oh no.
Farnsworth takes a nap in the grass while he waits for you guys to finish. And then I think Imtastic was instructed, and he's pretty good little doodle, do what he says. Or what people said. He can't make it to Yang though, so I guess that's it. Or he could tell him move over there. Yeah, he'd dash over there and land on his shoulder.
Give me a perception check for Imtastic. Because your guys are
Oh,
focused. I think.
snaps. Yeah, perception.
There's an
Wow.
old dragon
Okay,
hiding
with,
behind the
with the
house.
corner of his eye, he sees someone hiding behind this tree here.
Hmm.
But it's just a moment. It doesn't even have the time to communicate with you. Yeah. Tolgorn.
Feeling a little bit crowded here, so I am going to move myself around and free up my swing a little bit here.
You guys are crowding me.
Cramping
19
his
is a
style.
hit.
10 points of damage.
10 points. 10 points is more than enough, but same rule apply. It's not enough.
They just don't die. I don't get it.
Okay, it's its turn. I think at this point, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's coming for Yang.
Disadvantage.
Ah, disadvantage. This guy's so sad. I cannot connect. There's no way. Hey, wait a second. 15?
No.
No.
17. Sorry.
No, this guy is like, I swear I should have connect this time.
Rue's really getting good at getting in the way of things happening, so.
Well, I mean, we've killed you 4 times already, so shut up. Keep fighting.
I'm gonna get up here where I have a really clear shot.
You're executing him, basically. Okay, got it.
And I'm gonna fire one more time and see if I can. Oh, probably
No.
not.
No, but before it's him, it's all of you again. Yang.
This is the toughest enemy I have ever faced. That Minotaur a few weeks ago, nothing. Those other martial artists, nothing. This guy, he's getting on my
Okay,
nerves.
he cannot beat a 26. He's dead. He cannot roll against the crit. He's dead.
Nice.
Good
Yeah,
job,
Finally.
guys.
As soon as he gets a moment, Imtas go, hey, there's some joik in the trees over there to the west. He's watching us.
What?
You don't even have time to assess your accomplishment that you see Kinnuken walking past the trees, and he's like,
Oh no, the bad guy slow clap.
Are you Scooby Dooing us?
Kenny, what are you doing out here?
uh, good job, guys. Very good job. I'm very, very happy with deputizing you. That was the best action I've ever made. Now we have a little detail to discuss.
They were keeping you in check, weren't they?
And you guys see with horror that he
Is the oh.
changes into werewolf shape, and you can see his red fur. And even though he's in hybrid form, he is talking to you, which is weird. In a very grumble voice, says, "Now, I want to know, what's it gonna be? You happy with what you done? You gonna come after me?
What
Because
have
I don't
you
want to
done?
fight you, but I will if you want my skin."
I don't know. Did you kill your neighbor?
No,
Then who did?
I thought you would find out.
Insight check. No, no insight.
You really cannot tell a face of a werewolf in hybrid form. It's really not what you used to.
I just take up space. That's
What is this game we're playing here, Kinnikin? You've sent us this way. What is your plan? What are you doing?
I do what I'm paid to
What are
do.
you having us do for you?
I want to
who
keep
pays you.
order in Chiniga Valley and do my job. I don't do stupid things. I don't kill who doesn't deserve to die. So I'm gonna ask you again. Are you satisfied with killing this monster? Or are you gonna come after me?
You know, this is a really weird way to go about this.
I don't know. Have you mauled anybody recently?
No, just hold on, honey. Let's talk about your approach here. You need some lessons on how to work with people because if you what you're saying is true, you just came up to an amped up group of adventurers fresh off a fight, changed into a form that says you're looking for a fight, and said, "Come and take a piece of me," when really what you had to do was wait back at the town and just be like, "Okay, we're good." If you were really good, like, why are you doing this whole drama? Like, did you not get enough attention from your parents when you were young? What is going on here, sugar?
Okay. With this, is like you can see he's like calming down a little bit, and
I look at Yang and say, let's do this, bro.
I mean, I know his Wayne's absolute pizza dog shit, but he's not that bad.
he morphs back into human form and says, I get it, but You were the ones coming after the rat werewolf, not me.
No, we were investigating
No,
a
no, that's not what
werewolf.
I've been told by my sources. Sources tell
Well,
me
then
you wanted to put an end to me, so you understand I was a little bit
we wanted to put
concerned.
an end to the problem. The problem was people getting mauled. We wanted to know if it was a werewolf. If not, what was it? We're not just dumb lunks. Well, we're mostly not just people looking to go for a kill here. We're we're looking to like make sure that things are actually like I advocate for werewolves on the regular back at the council.
So you're gonna advocate for me?
So long
Because
as
I'm
you're
doing a
not
banged up job in Seneca Valley.
yeah, well, so
Unfortunately,
long as you're not doing anything stupid like mauling people or taking advantage of them financially, like I have no problem with you.
well,
I'm
you
just
cannot.
impressed to see wearing yet another hat.
I'm a good guy, okay? And just to have this little problem at night, I turn into a rat werewolf. Aside from that, and the occasional swindle where I would definitely, take financial advantage of someone that is stupid enough to let him take advantage. But aside from that, I'm a good guy.
Your wine is terrible. Your sense of drama is
Yes.
unparalleled.
On the list of sins, wine,
And I hope we have at least saved your
swindling.
townsfolks from being mauled by vicious. Honey, you need help. Yeah, please, please find people that you trust, that you can delegate to, so that you're not wearing all these hats. Because I think it's getting to your head.
Well, I was hoping you were staying with me and helping me on a regular basis.
Lord, no.
Why no? You guys did
I
an awesome job today. I
I
saw you. I
think
was
I think
following you. You
occasionally if you
killed a.
have a problem, we come up, we take care of a problem, but I'm not staying for any of this long-term nonsense you got. You need somebody long-term. You need assistance and you can't be the only one judge, jury, executioner, and I think it's causing you problems, honey.
I could be an executioner.
I know you could. You'd be the best executioner.
Young man, what do you think about a stipend of 5 gold pieces a month to be my deputy on a regular basis?
I'm
Ooh,
sorry, did you just say month?
Remember,
That's
all you'd have to drink up here is that wine, and the cheese lady's
hmm.
gone.
Yes, yes. Bad news turns worse given the whole rat situation, but your cheese supply kaput. I'm sorry to inform you. Uh,
five gold a month, he says. Oh, no.
No? Okay, so I'm
We'll
going
let
back home, right? There's not
Yeah, I
gonna be a
guess
fight, right?
no, but are we getting paid for what we just did for you now?
I've been authorized to release 50 gold pieces each for your goodwill.
And what about this? Show him the head. Show him the head.
For that one, I'm gonna pay you 100 gold pieces.
oh no, you gave us 3 for the boar's head. This is much more interesting.
I think the boy was more fun.
Shh, trying to sell this thing here.
Give me a persuasion.
Oh.
Hey.
I can be persuaded to give you 300 gold pieces for that head.
Hey, yeah.
Delightful.
But that comes with your insurances that what I've revealed to you today remains inter nos, which is, flan for between us.
We have no
Kenny,
reason
Kenny,
to expose your condition, sir.
Kenny, I have a question first before we take that deal. Are you a werewolf by choice?
I'm afraid you're gonna have to reframe that question.
Do you want to be a werewolf? Do you like being a werewolf?
I'm born this way.
And it looks like you're in pretty good control of it.
Yeah.
What about that special time of the month?
Well, I go out and kill some goat or sheep. I can keep it under control that way.
You have a support group that you keep in contact with. Support is important for things that are difficult to deal with.
Well, I had my best friend was living in this farmstead, but after having seen that monster there, I am not too sure it's still alive.
No, I imagine not. Gentlemen, didn't you mention that on our way here that there was a particular person with a similar condition who might be of help? One who gave us the information in the first place?
Oh, yes, the lady and her cubs.
Maybe we should get her in touch with this young man, and maybe she would at least be able to reach out with whatever society she knows to give him aid.
Well, she's the one that said that there was a evil werewolf operating in Seneca Valley.
What does even mean evil?
But I don't know that she knows. I mean, the
Means that
rumors
you
were so
are.
conflated. I mean, I wouldn't give her name to him. I would give his name to her.
Mhm.
I wonder why she may have thought him evil. I wonder what she saw him do. Or
I'm clearly not
He-
evil.
he's just bilking the locals for wine. He's fed up with it.
perhaps she tasted his wine.
Anybody who makes wine like that is evil.
Tastes like it was stirred with a rat's tail.
Oh, is that what that taste is? My God!
Farnsworth, you cracked the case.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay, guys, it looks that you are okay, relatively speaking, with uh, keeping the fact that Kinnikin is the red werewolf uh, private, or somehow, not
But
just.
yeah, let me just put it this way. If we ever hear of you doing anything stupid, you know we will be able to take care of you, but we are not going to come up here and mess with your life unless you're messing with others.
Hey, I got a
Yeah,
big
what
business to
she
run.
said.
I'm not gonna do anything stupid. You
I said,
can
Well,
actually rest
you're
assured that
investing in that wine, so I'm not sure how smart you are, but I take you at your word, sir.
so
and a lot
go.
more of them speaks up too. He goes, just know you have an eye on you in Seneca Valley. If we find wolf attacks without, like, out of ordinary and affecting innocent people, you'll be the first one we come after.
That
To
makes
ask
sense.
questions first, yes.
But it's not me you're gonna come after. There is something else out there
Good.
that I've smelled.
Can you
Yes, about that.
identify
Do
that
we
smell?
know?
It wasn't this guy. I mean, I smelled
Mm,
this as well, but there is something else, something feral in town.
In town or
In
in
town.
the area? In
mm.
town.
I think
So
you
do
need
you
to
not
sniff
believe that
around that
this
shop.
creature, the
Where have
victim
you?
back at town, we haven't
Yeah.
found his killer? Then this is not it,
I don't think
or
this
the
is it.
the wolf outside, the armored wolf. That was not
We'll
it either.
figure it out. I think we're gonna wrap things up tonight, but
Mm.
he seems to be to insinuating that he smelled something else, not this guy. But you at least you kill this guy, his man, and his pet. That's a huge help because this guy was here to butcher. um, indiscriminately. So that's a good thing. Um, if you look inside the apartment, sure, the farmstead, you unfortunately also ascertain that the whole family has been butchered, literally, and that's not a nice on your eyes or mine either, because we're talking about mom, father, and 3 kids. So
Mm.
that's something that will have to be dealt with as well. Um, but the good news is that there was a stash that this guy was keeping inside that if you want you can loot.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do this offline, and you guys will be able to divvy this up. But wrapping things up tonight, I think after this you go back to Hommlet, and then you'll decide how do you want to deal with the revelation that Kino can share with you, and also the insinuation that there might be something else at play in Senegal Valley that he hasn't found yet. But congratulations, you did well. You dealt with two big threats on the village of Senegal Valley, so that counts for something. And to the rest of you, thank you for hanging out with us. We've been playing D&D 5th edition into the community campaign. We've adventured around the Kron Hills tonight. Thank you for people that have rated us and stuck with us. And if you think you like what you see here, just know that the community campaign is drop in, drop out. Everybody of you that wants can join any of these games. So thanks again. The schedule for next week is already up. If you want to see what's up is going on next week. So come join us, and we'll be pointing in the right direction. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon and evening, and see you all soon.
That
Hey, thank you guys.
was awesome.